Manga-Waido.
My name is Kaisei Aono. I grew up poor, and my parents were always busy with work, so they were never really able to help me out. My grandmother practically allowed me to live a normal life. My parents weren't interested in raising kids, but they loved making them, so I have 3 siblings. When I was in elementary school, my grandmother taught me how to cook for my younger brothers. After she passed, I kept cooking. My parents had something in the fridge, so I always cooked using what I had available in the fridge. But that was also not enough after my siblings started growing up.
Mom, I can't make anything if I don't have the ingredients. Then go make your own veggies. You can dig that up over there.
My mother pointed at a little space in the yard full of grass and weeds. My neighbor, who was pretty kind to me, taught me how to make my own garden and bought me vegetable seeds. I started farming. My parents said that it was fine if I had 3 pairs of clothes, and because I kept working the farm, it just kept getting dirtier.
Oh, sorry.
Ew, gross! You got dirt on me!
When I was in the 3rd grade, I ran into the prettiest girl in the school, Misuzu Shirakawa. I was pretty nervous. I got dirt on the pretty dress she was wearing, and when I handed her a handkerchief, she just rejected it, saying she didn't want that dirty piece of cloth. Then she kept glaring at me when we would pass by. I was upset, but she was older than me. She'd just graduate and disappear. I decided to just leave her alone. I made some friends at school, but since I was poor, I couldn't call my friends over. I always spent my time alone after class. After my farming was done, I went to a certain spot.
Phew, this is so calming. What do I read next?
The library behind the school. I loved reading there. Stories in the books would show me different worlds that I'd never seen before. Stories from overseas, from space, from the depths of the ocean. I was always excited, and when I thought about going one day, I was able to be positive. But then something happened at my little special place.
What are you doing here?
Shirakawa.
I'm older than you, so that's Mrs. to you. Besides, stop coming here like that. You're gonna dirty the books. Don't dirty my favorite spot.
It was Mirei Shirakawa, the girl I had run into and got dirt on.
I washed my hands and wear clothes I've washed. I won't dirty the books.
I see. Sure, then I guess it's okay. Why are you reading that difficult book? It's not just a normal book.
I can kind of tell what's going on if I have a dictionary and a textbook.
Uh-huh.
This is the only place I can come to calm down. I can't really do anything at my house, so please don't interrupt me.
What? You're gonna treat me like some kind of nuisance? How rude!
She stormed off after exclaiming at me. I would stumble into her often after that, and she would keep nagging at me. I just ignored her and kept reading. This was really the only place I could relax. Then one day, I saw a foreigner talking to Shirakawa.
I don't know English.
The foreigner apparently wanted to find a store that sold Japanese snacks. She couldn't answer and was clearly struggling. I remembered a nice store that my friend's parents ran in the next town over, so I guessed that was where he wanted to go. I ran over and told him with my barely working English. He smiled, said thanks, and walked away.
Thanks.
It's okay. It was just simple English. See ya.
Wait!
She seemed like she wanted to say something, but I didn't have anything to say, so I just walked away. Afterwards, I moved into a middle school in the town, but by then, Shirakawa had become a high schooler, and I never saw her again. I eventually forgot about her. But when I became a high schooler, I ran into Shirakawa where I never would have expected. It was at a restaurant that I started my part-time job at.
Huh, I feel like I know Kasai Ano. It was you.
Wait, that's Shirakawa? Yes, I'm going to start working here. Thank you.
The store is run by my father. I'm going to be working here as next store owner, so you must be happy that you found this job. You just work hard, huh?
Yes, ma'am! I remembered how things were, and I didn't feel too happy, to be honest. She would constantly nag at me, just like I'd expected. However,
if you move around while thinking about what others will want next, it'll put you ahead of the game. You have to think about our customers first. They won't listen if you're just doing surface-level customer service.
she was pretty tough with her words, but she was right. So when I listened to what she said, more customers showed up. She's saying that for me? She wasn't just rude either.
That was leftover, so take it home.
Oh, are you sure I can have this?
Well, if it's going to be thrown away in a few hours, kind of a waste, huh? Besides, you said you have a lot of brothers.
Yes, ma'am.
Let them eat it. I'm sure your veggies aren't enough to keep them happy all the time, right?
Thank you so much. She was pretty thorny sometimes, but I would gladly accept what she had to offer. She would also sometimes give little toys and kept helping me out in little ways. She would help out with other part-time workers too. She would pop in to help out with those who had to take off all of a sudden, and she would make those who looked sick go home. When I felt sick, she told me that she didn't want sick people in her kitchen, so she wanted me to go home. Maybe she's not as bad as I thought. After a year and a half of working, I started thinking she was okay. Then one day, when I was on break at the break room, she started talking to me.
I'm going to be having a barbecue next week. You can come by too. Invite your friends.
I'm good. I have too much going on the weekend.
I'm inviting you out of the kindness of my heart. What is that? I'm not going to renew your contract.
I knew at that moment, I really didn't get along with her. I'm good. You don't have to renew my contract.
Huh?
I was planning on quitting my job.
What do you mean?
I have my money saved up, and I did the paperwork, so I'm going to study abroad next month. The reason I was working hard was to study abroad. I didn't spend much money and found the cheapest plan I could. I kept saving, and finally, I was able to make my dream come true. I want to see the things I saw in the library for myself, so I decided to go study abroad. So this job...
You're lying.
Wait, what? Are you crying?
I've always liked you. Not like this.
What?
I heard all about you raising your brothers and thought that you were a very kind person. But then I said mean things to you at school, and I just didn't know my way in. And you remember when you helped me with the English set one time? That made me fall for you completely.
Wait, but you always nagged at me!
I didn't know how to talk to you. When I saw you, I got nervous, and then I just couldn't stop talking, and I always felt bad. But I didn't know what to do when I saw you.
But it's kind of too late.
I'm sorry. I was going to invite you to the barbecue and ask you out, but you're going overseas. I didn't know.
She was bawling, and I was seriously surprised. I was thinking about how she was maybe actually a good person, so I didn't feel that bad that she liked me. But I couldn't just say, okay, sure, I like you too. I told her that I couldn't reciprocate and left the job, and Japan. She came to the airport to send me off and apologized before telling me to take care. I feel like I might have done something bad, but I can't just change my thoughts. I decided to distract myself with a change of scenery. A year later, I had received my share of overseas and came home. I felt more confident and had a broader view on things, along with a new and improved English V 2.0. I went to the company that I made an appointment with before I came home and had a job interview. I was instantly a hit and became an employee there. I haven't spoken to Shirakawa after the airport. I'm sure she must have forgotten about me too. Or so I thought. But...
Huh? Oh no.
Oh! You wouldn't believe me if I told you. We stumbled into each other at the local mall.
You came back, huh?
Yeah, 2 months ago.
Welcome home. You look more bold.
Really? I actually grew about 5 centimeters. Also, I've just been eating meat, so maybe I'm more muscular?
I'm glad you're healthy. Want to talk a little?
Sure. After I went overseas, she felt bad for her behavior before I left, and she told me about how she felt.
I want you to look this way, but I didn't know what to do. I'm sorry for being a child.
It's okay. Water under the bridge.
If you're up for it, I'd love to be friends with you. I really do like you, and I want to work to make you fall for me too.
She looked at me straight in the eye, and I couldn't say no. Okay, then let's start as friends. We interacted as friends for a year and a half, and then I asked her out. The reason I asked her out was because when I invited her over to my house...
It's me, Ray. Thank you for the cake.
Huh? Why do you guys know about her? Shirakawa had brought cake to my siblings while I was away.
She always gave us spare cake from the store. It's so good! You should eat some next time.
What? You didn't tell me? I'm sorry. I didn't say my thanks.
It's okay. When I saw them eating your veggies, I just felt like I had to do something to help out, and I just did it on my own, so don't worry about it.
She was all shy, and I swear I could feel Cupid shoot me right there. And then, 2 years after we started dating, we got married.
Thank you for marrying me. I can't believe that you married me after everything I did to you.
No. Thank you for falling for a guy like me. Let's have a great life together.
Yes, let's.
It wasn't a good start, but people change every day, and our feelings do too. I want to take great care of her from now on. She's a little awkward, but I think that I can make a great family with her. And let's make a nice little home like the library that we talked in.